Is this thing on? Welcome to my podcast. What will soon be maybe a podcast. I don't know. I decided that I need to talk for an extended period of time about things that no one really finds that interesting. Because I hate a quiet room. Um, Here I am in my student accommodation. As you can see, I've got a fancy drawer, some the regular amenities. My roommate has very kindly let me borrow her microphone so I can talk like this. Then I've got yeah. So who am I? My name is Dima or Dimitri. I'm born Dima, but I go by both. I'm 18 years old, and I'm an engineering student, and I'm really excited to get started. Okay, I wrote down an agenda on my phone, my telephone device. Podcast topics, fun facts, stories, introduction. I guess we get started. I'm in a new city. Things are happening all the time, very loudly, all around me. And I don't know if you can tell right now, but I like to partake in the marijuanas, Yeah, I can't be like in a room full of drunk teenage girls right now. Like that cannot be happening right now. I think I will probably pass out. It, so, but I also just can't sit in a room quietly by myself because I will just pass out. So I'm using some kind of stimulation for me. I'll talk about my trigger words as well. Sorry. I'll talk about my trigger words as well because I get triggered by multiple things. Like, if someone mentions one of these things around me, I erupt into about a 15-minute monologue, which I hope this will be an avenue towards. Because I'm trying to get talking, trying to get my ideas out there, because I feel like I have quite a creative outlook on the world that I'd like people to hear. I'm going to use my Hinge match messages, because I was talking about this exact same topic. The West has failed us. That is a topic of conversation that I'd like to partake in, potentially now, potentially later, I don't know. But this is sorry, I've got a bit of the flu. If something to do with this gets mentioned in conversation, my God, I will. There'll be a lot of speaking going on. The West has failed us, and by us I mean the people who don't belong to the NATO-associated countries. There's been a lot of oppression and a lot of horrible things happening recently around the world, historically as well. What the fuck? My recording cut out. My roommate's doing some shit right now. Whoops, sorry. I gotta. Yeah, thank fuck that happened, okay? Because I would have just gone on like a 15-minute tangent, which I'm sure we'll get there. I really like my roommates, which I have here. They're really fun, and I really do enjoy spending time with them. They're like a kooky kind of ragtag bunch of people, beach. Wait, we're in beach flat. Yo, let me know. Yeah, beach flat, bro. This flat is insane. We have all sorts of characters. We got the most middle class man you meet in your entire life. Then we have like 3 regular people. And then you got me, like the fuck. Let me know. So they're all in the kitchen right now, doing some shit, drinking. I think can't be partaking in that. Can't lie right now. Like, let me know. Storm Amy happened. The fuck, that was horrible. Last night I went out for a smoke and I nearly got brushed up in a torrent of wind. It was torrential. I had to hide behind someone's fence to spark my joy. my joint. They're all leaving now, I believe, to go to the club. I'm recording. I'm recording. You can say hi.
Hey.
We got the whole flat on the thing right now. 17.
Price is crazy! Price is crazy!
Thank you.
Please mention thrice is crazy.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies.
Clock it.
Thank you.
Decorations are cute.
Thank you. Have a brilliant night. Love them. Oh, what are they? They're mentioning thrice is crazy. Should we get there? We'll get there. Okay. First week at university. I go to a club, I go to a club. It's my first week at uni. I'm feeling fucking thick right now. Right now, by the way, I don't know. It's like 4 or 5 weeks in. Like I've barely just started, But this is like the first few days. I go to a really good club with my boy, my boy from my hometown. Shout out, he'll appear on here. And I met this girl. I was, things were going. We were just in the smoky area of this club. Fucking hell. There's draft going through, the draft. It's very difficult. Promaya prošlo. I met this girl. We were talking heavily in the smoky area of this club. Things were going well. I got a snap. Migration. Got a snap, and then we begin. We begin talking a little bit. Excuse me. We begin talking a little bit, Listen, I'm locked in. Fucking am. I am. We go on a date, supposedly. She says 12. I show up at 11:55, like a man of manners should do, and didn't show up. And I was like, damn. Messaged me like 2 hours later. I'm like, oh shit. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, damn. I'm going out tonight. Let me know. She didn't let me know. Third time. Happened again. But that time I wasn't that pissed because I was already busy. Then we eventually get to meet. I run back. I have a brilliant time. But at this point, all my roommates hear that I've had a date unsuccessfully 3 times. I'm 0 for 3. 0 for 3. Right? And they keep going, thrice is crazy. Thrice is crazy. Thrice is crazy. And I was like, boots. But also like, the fuck. I don't care. I do though, because, wow. I'd be on that thing though. You know what I mean? This is like the most like deepest look into my subconscious. Like what the fuck? Like, what am I? What was I at? Yeah, thrice is crazy, low key. But like, my love life right now, it's in shambles. I'm like the most like divorced man ever. Divorced at 18 and balding and chopped. Like the fuck. Hey yo, face card never decline. What was I writing? Oh yeah, school is really boring right now. I'm really not trying whatsoever right now at uni. It's really nothing difficult at all. Let's get to a point really. And that's why I be smoking, smoking that ganja juice, Let me know. Wish I had a yacht with me right now. That's so in the yacht. What am I doing? Like, the fuck? I'm making a podcast. My dad's probably gonna see this. My mom's probably gonna see this. My sister too. What are they gonna think? I'm like the baby of the family as well. What, like me? Do you know what that means? Like for the baby of the family to be like chopped and unk like I am. Like someone, like they were making 6-7 jokes earlier, and I was there like, yeah. What the hell? That's so interesting. And I was like, no, but like actually deeper on a subconscious level, on a subcutaneous level, what the fuck is a 6-7? Because it doesn't make any sense, right? Because like, yeah, okay, yeah, I get that the meme is there, but it doesn't really like. There's no physical substance to it. I think there's no punchline, there's no irony, there's no intelligence to it. It's simply just a 6-7, and like I get it. It's like it's brain rotted, and like it's meant to be like, oh, it makes no sense. Like, what the fuck is Skibbity Toilet? But like at least that had some kind of charm. It's not being manufactured. Understand? Um, 6-7 feels very manufactured, and it's come like mainstream now. It's be like, oh, 6-7, and like, oh, it's so funny because like no one gets it. But then like if you look at Skibbity Toilet, it's like, like my sister who's 25 and unk in like an office going like, y'all know Skibbity Toilet, and they'd be like, I don't. Yeah, that's yeah, good one. Like that's like, oh, like this is so stupid. Like this. Well, look what kids are doing these days. The fuck. And I'm like, you have no sense of critical thinking. You don't know what you're ingesting. You don't know what media you're consuming. This is my issue with people. They don't know. They don't know the method, right? People lack critical thinking skills. I feel like that's a fairly grass as green take. But like I've just been recently watching what's happening with like Trump, and like God knows what policies is happening. But like genuinely, like people cannot think for themselves, and it's apparent now more than ever. Because you go back like generally the general population is like kind of stupid, but like they're not that stupid, But like when they're kind of stupid, like literally any dictator that's happened, like you kind of need people who aren't like that locked in, Like pretty most people will just like that's just gonna happen. But like when people are like dialed in, we get a revolution thing. You know what I'm on about. And then so I'm sensing that the U.S. empire will become some kind of dictatorship almost in the next few years. Sorry, I'm unscrewing some shit. Okay. My bad. Yeah, America's becoming into some kind of dictatorship. I'm not really happy because what's going to happen to the average American taxpayer? What's going to happen to people from the global south? They're already being impacted by the tariffs. And, if you're some Bolivian man, you're just living your life. And then you hear that this guy in America, Trump, is doing all this shit. You'd be like, what? Like, this man knows his influence. He influences half the world because of due to the economic imperialism led by the American empire. This is exactly what I mean. And people can't seem to just understand that. It's not a very difficult concept to understand that this man is becoming a dictator. He's trying to make a coin with his face on it, which is banned to prevent dictators. Like there is a law in the Constitution that says you can't put a current sitting president's face on a coin, and he's trying to do that. Do you understand? Do you not? It's like it's so easy to say like, oh, he's so crazy and stupid. What? I hope he doesn't wage a war. Yeah, everyone can fucking do that. But like, you really just like need to understand that it's much deeper than that. It is genuinely much more scary than we think it is. Oh my, like you don't understand. I was talking about balkanization to my flatmates earlier. Last night, 2 nights ago, something like that. Me and my boy, we got way too stoned. We went to the kitchen. We just spoke about balkanization for 20 minutes. It was unreal. The fuck. They all knew exactly what we meant. They were all on the same wavelength. You feel me? They were all there, and they understood that me and Mac knew the method, low key. The method of trying to explain very deep-rooted cultural Balkan history to a bunch of Welsh people. It's interesting. That's no easy feat. And we low-key know the method. Anyway, I was explaining this to them, and I've just clocked it. Like, I fucking with my dying wish was for America to be balkanized. Because imagine if California and like all the states like went independent. Like imagine the California like Texas like rivalry, like their trade routes. Like you can't buy cigarettes in one because they're cheaper in like one state than the other. You can't drive over with cigarettes. Like the fuck, that would be so funny. Are you kidding me? Like imagine like the balkanization of the United States. And like Alaska's like Slovenia. You know? I feel like, mate, if you guys knew, if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't tell a soul. It's fun being at uni though, deadass. I'm having a great time. A lot of the time I'm just quite bored generally, but I feel like that's kind of normal to a certain point. It's good to feel bored as well, which is a feeling I really hate because I tend to spiral unnecessarily. If I'm bored, I can just absolutely zone out as well. I'll become like I'll become rotted to the couch. There's calluses growing on my ass where I sit on my ass all day. I'm getting athlete's foot of sitting on my ass. The equivalent of that when I'm fucking bored, right? Or I engage in addictive substances. For example, nicotine, caffeine, tetrahydrocannabinol, I think, THC. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't like being bored, because I don't like relying on these substances to fuel me for, to fuel me. I tried applying for jobs today. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go smoke and then apply for jobs. And I sit down on my desk. I'm like, I'm way too stoned. The fuck, you know what I mean? But also, like, I look at a lit time. I was on Clash Royale for like an hour and a half, absolutely like monging out of these hoes. They wouldn't believe the amount of 3-crown wings I got. Bro, honestly, if the hoes saw my Clash Royale win record, they'd be like all over me. You know what I mean? All over me. Deadass. I got to like figure out like an intro to this thing. And like what I'm actually gonna talk about, because I feel like it's been like 15-20 minutes. Like I'm running out of things to say currently. This might be just an introduction thing, but then I got an hour, so I'm gonna spend the next week. That's my plans for this podcast. I'm trying to make it a weekly thing. Probably most Saturdays or Sundays or whatever I'm free. Yeah. Well, we can talk about a bit more about me. I like talking about me. Oh, it's time for a fun story. Okay. 2 months ago, it's October now, so in August, whenever that was. 3 months ago. What? In August. It's October now. It's October the 4th. In August, I was flying back home to Bosnia, which is where I'm from, originally. So I'm flying back to Bosnia with my father and his girlfriend. And we kind of wake up quite late. We're meant to leave the house at like 2 a.m. and we woke up at like 2:30. So it was a bit like, uh-oh. So we scrambled out the house. We parked illegally. And then we managed to get on that fucking coach. Thank fuck, by the way. Thank fuck for that slut. And then we're on the thing. And we eventually get to the airport. Everything's fine. We're on the plane. And my dad, like 20 minutes into the plane, he just like fucking leans forward, like face against the thing, and then like knocks back. I'm like, bro, you good? Like, what's up, Dad? You need some water or something? And he goes, I'm not feeling too well. And then as he said that, like his eyes fucking rolled to the eyes of his head, the back of his head. His eyes rolled back, and like he started like choking on his tongue, like rhythmically. And I was like, fuck, this is not good. So I like heroically unclasp my seatbelt, stand up, and I declare emergency. And in the kerfuffle, I pressed the like cabin crew light that you get, like to let them like saying you want some like water or something. Like I pressed that light, just to let them get there a little quicker. And then like they rushed over and they like yanked him out of his chair. Like put him on the ground. They were like fucking recovery position. They got the oxygen ready. He's fine. He like kind of like came to a bit. And then he kind of looked at me. He was like, because this is like this kind of thing has happened a few times before. Like I'm always really scared, but like he's kind of fine. He just needs to take some like new medication or something. So he's literally chilling, And they're like, oh my god, and they give us like free juice and like water and shit. I'm like, damn, they look-y got us. We look-y tight like that. Yo. We don't get that like that. me and Croatia Airlines, bro. You know what? You know. And then when we get to Croatia, they put him in a wheelchair because it was really funny. And he's just rolling around in his wheelchair, and they're like, kind of like bitchy Croatian lady on the phone wheeling him around. Has like long eyelashes, and like fake nails, and like she's like chewing some gum or something. She's on the phone and she's like, Central Committee, we lost a grandma. We lost a grandma. What else, you know? And I was like, wow, I wonder where she is. And then she was supposed to be at Terminal 6, and she was at Terminal 3, got a wheelchair escort, and she said, I'm not moving. I'm chilling right here at Terminal 3, I'm not moving. She got mad at them, apparently. Yo, I love Balkan grannies, though. Like, dead ass. Like, back home, I'll wake up, like, fucking at 11 o'clock after a heavy night of booze. I wake up, like, stink a bit, and, like, roll down the stairs. My granny's there, like, rolling filo pastry into, like, this fucking 12-foot table. Just, like, massaging it all over. There's, like, a whole table of filo pastry. And I'm like, what's good, Grandma? And she's like, I'm making food. Are you hungry? This will be ready in 40 minutes. I'm like, yeah. I love you, Grandma. She's like, I love you too. I'm like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, Balkan grannies are crazy. And then she'll, like, sit there ripping cigs talking about her childhood. Like, at, like, 6 p.m. She'll have, like, two coffees and then, like, 2 glasses of wine. Like, that fat. And then she'll be, like, fucked. And then she'll just, like, chain smoke cigarettes and be like, yo, when I was young, I had to get coffee by the spoon because we were that broke. And we're like, what? You're a goat, low key. Like, the coffee spoon girl, to have that reputation, you kidding me? Yo, low key, if I was in the war, like, I think I'd be calm. Like, let's be real. Like, I feel like I'm pretty inventive. I could MacGyver something. I could chaff something up. You know what I mean? Like, mate, I can roll good zoots. What else? I can speak 2 languages, innit? I can. Oh, no, you know what's gonna happen? Zombie apocalypse, right? This is what happened. They come up to me like fucking, and I'm like, oi, rude boy, stop that, yo, rude boy, no, not me, oi. And they're like, oh, mate, that's so long to be fair. But nah, he low-key got that. He low-key got the method. So they like stroll back, like fucking like mood dance, like back, and turn around and like fuck off. And I'm like, yo, I just saved you. And then all the huts come up to me. That's what I'd be like in a zombie apocalypse. Let's be real. Let me know. Hey, comment down below. Let me know. Let me know. Yo, where the fuck is Mary? Thank you for listening to my podcast. I think it's bedtime now. Papa wants to go to sleep. I'll give you one last tour of my room with a light. I hope you folks have a great night. Signing you off.